All right, everybody. So today we're doing the ambient cup holder lights on a 2022 Super Duty. We've already started just a little bit, but we'll go ahead and add some video here. So the first part that you want to do, and I can't claim credit for these instructions. These were posted by J.H. Foreman 812 on Ford Truck Enthusiast. So thanks for that, just following his instructions. First part you want to do is open your center console lid. Grab these two corners of this silver panel, pull these directly up, and then you're gonna have to lift up, and it's almost gonna seem like you're trying to break the plastic, but lift it up pretty high because you want your cup holder piece right here, that tab has to clear that plastic section right here. It'll bump into it, but you have to lift that up to get it to clear. That way you can pull straight back, and that'll disconnect that out. And you can see there's just those plastic retaining clips that hold it in. So just pull that straight back. Then you're going to want to take this connector off so you can pull this whole panel out. All right, now that we've got the cup holder out, we've got it on the bench here. So we are going to take these screws out. These are Torx bit screws, a T20. I'm just going to take those couple of screws out so you can pull that cup holder directly up and off. There's a fifth screw as well. You got to take out that center screw, again T20 Torx, and that way you can take the bottom of the cup holder off. With the screws out, you can move this band. Be careful with this plastic rubber silicone band. This is what depresses the interior sections to keep your cups tight from rattling inside your cup holder. Just slide that down off of those connections, and you'll be able to pull the bottom of the cup holder off. The cup holder comes apart in two pieces after you get that band off, after you get it away from those clips. Pull that side off, and then you can pull this side off as well. We just got to get those clips off there and get that pulled out. All right, now that we've got the bottoms of the cup holder off there, we can get started installing our wiring harness and our light ring here. So you can see there's one of the part numbers for the wiring harness. So here is the part numbers that you're going to need for the light ring and the wiring harness. And we'll get to work installing those. So as you can see on this light ring, there's a little tab right here that's probably going to require a little bit of trimming. It just doesn't fit quite right on there. So we'll trim that down just a little bit, make sure it's centered. Probably use just a Dremel tool or pair of dikes or something, cut that down. And J.H. Foreman 812 had to do the same thing on his just to make sure that it would slide down. All right, you can see where I clipped just a little piece of that plastic right there. Just used a small pair of dikes, and we're gonna pull that out and check that fit for that light ring again. All right, so we had to trim just a little bit more. We've got that center space correct. You can see there's a couple little tabs right underneath there, left and right, those little ears. You're gonna need to trim off to get that to sit down on there. All right, not sure if you guys can see it on video, but there is so on the bottom side of this, there's just a tiny lip right there. And I had to take a rough cut file. And you can see, just kind of file that down, file this down right here, just to make a little bit of clearance. That way, the lip on this thing sits right down in there. And let's see if we can, yeah, you can kind of see where it sits right down in those little grooves. So it's seated in the center there. And now that we've got our light ring on there, we can start reassembling this. So J.H. Foreman 812, he had to bend, I think it was this tab here to get it to fit. This one fit back in here, nice and smooth. So I'm not sure what issue he was having on this rubber band. Just make sure that, you run it back through all the locations where it was run before. And of course, once we get the other side in, we'll feed it through this center piece to make sure that it keeps tension, and it'll look just like the other one. All right, I did find a slight issue when I was putting these back on, putting the cup holder bottoms back on. So these little tabs right here, I'm gonna have to trim those down just a touch to make sure that that sits flush down on there. Because again, it's kind of got that lip. I know it's hard to see on the video. See if I can get a better angle. It's got just that little bit of a lip on it that's gonna need to need to sit down kind of flush on there. And it's not bad. I mean, it's not going to take much trimming, just a touch. All right, so I trimmed those down just a little bit. You can see just took a little edge off, and these kind of sit flush down on here now. All right, so we got our rubber clip back in there, and you can see how it winds through that center piece right there, just like the back side. Now that we've got the cup holder bottoms back on, we can put our 5 T20 Torx bit screws back in there, and then we can work on the wiring. All right, so we got the Torx screws back in there. You can see this is the tips of that light ring that are sticking up. So here is your harness. You know, it's got the little LED in there that will shine and go through that light ring. So you can see how there's two kind of ears on that. Move this one out of the way. You can see those two little tabs on there. Those tabs are going to clip right into these slots here, these holes. And you can see it's got this flat piece on the back side. That's going to go right there, and it will just clip right in there. Just push it down, clips in, good to go. Throw the other side on there, and same thing. So let's move this one right in here. We'll bring it around this way, and clip it in. Done, good to go. And you can get a plug-and-play wiring harness to where you can connect this. That plug-and-play harness allows you to just buy the harness. You can plug this in, then you can run it all the way to your passenger side to plug into your ambient lighting over there. I opted to go the harder route and ordered all the little pieces, probably because I'm an idiot, but ordered all these and gonna build our own wiring harness here. All right, to get to our footwell ambient lighting harness piece, open the glove box here. You're gonna pull this little piece so that rubber bumper comes out. We're gonna need to disconnect this arm. And you can see right in here, it's just kind of slotted, so hold that arm stiff, push your glove box up just a little bit, and you can pop that right out. All right, then we're gonna drop our glove box down. This little rubber arm just pops out of the way there. Sorry, this little rubber arm here just pops out of the way. All right. All right, the wiring we're looking for is a 3-wire harness. You see it's got a green with a red stripe, gray there, and it looks like a black with a white stripe. So it's held in with this little plug. It's just gonna be like right down in here. Get your little pry tool into there, just pop that up. That'll give you easier access to that ambient light wiring harness. All right, so we built a Y harness to go in between the cup holder lights and the glove box. So you can follow the instructions. There is a link on the Ford Trimmer forum, and we will post that down with the video. Thanks to SomethingRandom from the Trimmer forum for doing the write-up instructions for making the Y harness. Makes it super simple. Just follow his instructions exactly and you'll end up with a Y harness. So our Y harness that we made, we're gonna plug one end into this, the other end into that right there. That was, if you remember, this one and that one, that's what we disconnected right here behind the glove box. That short piece of your Y harness is gonna plug right in there. And then you can run this long piece all the way around over to your cup holder. So still not sure how I'm gonna do this yet. I think I'm gonna tuck it back here. And there's a panel underneath, that little gray panel. You can see it pops up there, so it'll hold that wire from falling down. And then I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of route it right back behind this piece of plastic. And we'll route it behind that piece of plastic. And of course there's a cover that goes over that just clips in place. And kind of right there where that dip is in the carpet, we'll route it up underneath. And we'll come through that hole right there, hopefully, and that'll connect to the bottom of our cup holder lights. And we've started routing that wire through. Let's see, you can see it. Where the heck did it go? Here we go. Kind of right there, but it runs right up here. And this is where that gray panel clips in. So we're just gonna clip that back in. Then we'll continue to run our wire underneath that plastic trim. All right, so we successfully routed it underneath that plastic there, that plastic piece, and just kind of routed it right up through there. See if we can get a flashlight down there so you can see a little better. It just kind of comes up right under that that plastic piece, and then we'll plug it into the bottom of our cup holder lights and should be good to go. All right, we got the that center console piece with the cup holders popped back in there. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get that front piece in there, but the wiring harness we built and everything looks great. You can see it's off, on. I ordered those little trimmer cup holder inserts from Etsy. You can just Google those and you can find them. And so you can see they kind of glow a little bit, and it's daytime, so I'm sure it'll be a little better once the sun goes down, but they glow a little bit when the cup holder lights are on. All right, there you have it. We got back what Ford took away from us.